they only want you to come to Dubai only for 2 days. At the time of final offer letter signing, you sign, open the account, and you can fly back. This is the only thing that is required.
We will answer all your questions regarding how you can take mortgage and step-by-step process how you can go and invest your money safely into UAE market.
Around 600,000, he'll have to maintain around say 35,000 to 40,000 dirhams in his account for last 3 months.
Before taking a mortgage, what are the things considered for my safety?
How would they consider that? If I am getting income from that, would that be my income? Will they ask for the documents of those assets or not?
I am against taking a referral fee or any kind of extra fee from the client.
Hello everyone. Today we are with Ms. Simran and Viplav. Simran is a global real estate consultant. She helps people to invest their money smartly and she have experience of 5 years into real estate. And Mr. Viplav is from one of the biggest mortgage company in UAE, that is Prypco. So what we will do today, we will answer all your questions regarding how you can take mortgage and step-by-step process how you can go and invest your money safely into UAE market. So hi Simran, how are you?
I'm good, Sahil. How are you?
I'm doing great. Let's start.
Amazing. Let's go. So hi Viplav. How has everything been?
Everything is good. Thank you for inviting me for this podcast. And thank you for the introduction of Prypco and me.
Amazing, Viplav. So I'm just going to get into the details. And the first question I'm going to ask you this is because during New Year's and Christmas, I was in Australia and I interacted with a lot of Australian investors. And the first question usually I get asked is, can international buyers get mortgage in Dubai?
Absolutely. They can get mortgages in Dubai. And it's a very simple process.
Okay.
And a very simple criteria to get a mortgage in Dubai.
Okay.
The only criteria for a non-resident to get a mortgage in Dubai is to have 25,000 dirhams equivalent amount in their home country currency in the account, in your savings personal account for last 3 months. That's it.
So 25,000, let's say it's 12,000 AUD. That's their opening and closing balance for the next 3 months. That's the statements we require. And anything else?
Suppose for somebody's from India, he'll keep 6 lakhs plus in his account for October, November, December. He's eligible for a mortgage. I'll only require passport, national ID address proof, and an income document. That's it.
Income document if they're salaried, so something like
salary certificate or a trade license. That's it.
For a self-employed, you would require a trade license. So these are the documents. These are the only documents we need?
These are the only documents that you require. Nothing else. It is much easier to get a self-employed mortgage than a self-employed or a salaried mortgage which is non-resident than somebody is resident.
So it's easier for international investors to get a mortgage here in Dubai. The banks are more favorable towards international investors.
Yeah, they non-residents or international buyers, they want to buy here, but there were many challenges for them to give them the ITRs or the taxations at their level or in their country.
Right.
So it used to be very difficult that time because not everybody is equipped here in Dubai to understand their taxation laws.
Fair.
So now the banks like Mashreq Bank, I'll name them. They are one of the best banks in UAE. So they have come up with a simple process. Show us 25,000 dirhams in your account for last 3 months with an income proof. That's it. You get your mortgage. Now this is a benchmark.
Okay.
So more the amount that you want, keep more balance in your account. Yeah, that's it.
So now that we know about the documents that you need, is there a tool that we or investors can go and check that how much can they qualify for based on their annual income or salaries?
See, there is no because there is a calculator. There is an average balance calculator that we use. Once I have, because balance are not like it will keep on fluctuating every now and then.
Correct.
So we'll have to punch them in the calculator, and then we'll come up with a figure. You can always get in touch with us with only just give us a 3 months bank statement, and we'll give you the exact amount that you can get it.
Okay. We can
plus. One more thing, for international buyers, only 60% of the property value can be funded as a mortgage.
Okay.
Yeah, and 40% plus 4% land department fees is something that they can.
They have to give out of pocket. They have to give out of pocket. Does that apply for ready and off-plan both?
Okay. First, international buyers cannot buy off-plan properties. Only residential ready properties only they can buy.
Through mortgage.
Through mortgage.
Okay. Okay. We'll get into the off-plan mortgages
Yeah.
in the next bit.
Mhm.
Okay.
I have a question from you. As I'm from India, right?
Mhm.
So their rate of interest is home loan starting from 8.5% or 9%.
Yeah.
It goes up to a lot,
Yeah.
right? Depending on our credibility and income size. So what I don't know what the rate of interest is in here. Average you
See,
can tell.
the average interest rate, if you go to see, there are banks that start with, now I will tell you the truth, they start with 4.74 percentage
Okay.
fixed for the first 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
But to get a mortgage with them will take time, and you will have to spend around 10 to 15 days in Dubai.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, if you and it goes up to 5.99%, that is 6%.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, the bank that I'm talking about is Mashreq Bank, because it is the easiest way to get it's the criteria I told you, only 25,000 dirhams in your account. So if you they only want you to come to Dubai only for 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
At the time of final offer letter signing, and that's it. You sign, open the account, and you can fly back. You can give a power of attorney to the somebody else in here for the transfer. That's it. This is the only thing that is required for Mashreq Bank. Other banks require you to open an account, wait for the funding and everything. So it takes bit of time for the clients to come here. So it depends. If the client is okay to stay here, we advise them to come here and do it with the banks that give lower interest rate. But if they are like very busy, normally non-residents are like they work somewhere
Yeah,
or they have a business, so they cannot take out more than 10 days or 15 days or 20 days out of it. So that's why we refer most of them to this bank.
So basically, when we are coming for 2 days, what's the average interest rate on that case in
It's a
Mashreq?
5.99% fixed for the first 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So touching on the same thing, so interest rate for international residents,
Mm-hmm.
international investors is going to be 5.99%.
5.99% approximately.
At the moment.
Yeah.
Things will change and
It will come down. We are expecting rates cut down.
okay.
So it would come down to around 4.99 to 5.492 with Mashreq Bank. But of course, if Mashreq Bank comes down, everybody else will also come down. So yeah, that's how it is.
Okay. Got it. About Mashreq Bank in a
Yeah.
little bit more detail, but there are other banks in Dubai
Yeah.
that do give out mortgages.
Yes.
What are the criterias? What are the benefits of applying with these other
Yes.
banks?
Now there are other banks like Abu Dhabi Islamic Bank, HSBC, then Commercial Bank of Dubai. All these banks also give mortgages in Dubai.
Okay.
So, for example, HSBC requires a salary of $10,000 after tax monthly
Okay.
to qualify for a mortgage
Okay.
in their home country. The salary has to be $10,000 plus
Okay.
after tax, and also they has to be an HSBC customer in their home country.
Oh.
Only
okay.
then they can qualify for HSBC.
So you have
so,
to have a relationship
Yeah,
with the bank.
yeah. So that's why many people get eliminated in this process.
Right.
Yeah. And then comes to Abu Dhabi Islamic Bank that I was talking about, 4.74. It's a very good rate of 3%, 3 years fixed.
Right.
They require only 15,000 dirhams after
Right.
tax
Right.
as a salary. That is normal, that you can get it.
Right.
That is also a thing, but yeah, it takes time. That is the only thing. That is why we don't.
What's the timeline for the qualification process? Let's say.
See, the pre-approval can take anywhere between 15 to 20 days.
Okay.
क्योंकि मेरे जब ये clients मैंने बहुत time ADIB में किया हुआ, तो they always come here and they have to stay 15-20 days. They get frustrated because
This is a big issue.
because
You have addressed it
Okay.
right.
okay, suppose you are a salaried individual, you have to take a leave of 20 days.
Mhm.
Now you don't even know in 20 days you will get a mortgage. or not.
Yeah.
So they have come here for 5 days. They had to stretch for 20 days.
Mhm.
So that became an issue. So that's why I personally do not do it. But yeah, people, of course, there is. So every single bank that you see in Dubai has a set of customers. Like Mashreq Bank, low document policy, non-resident customers, people with only one salary in Dubai. Of course, they will go with because the other one, they do it very fast. Somebody who wants to very quick, within like 7-8 days, want to finish everything, Mashreq Bank. So everybody has set of customers where people who want lowest interest rate, best product and everything, ADIB, this is how it is. So even DIB has the lowest interest rate, Islamic. So they do go there. So every single bank has different kind of customers. So yeah, they have their own bread and butter to win.
Right now, what do you think most of the mortgage buyers are coming from? Which country do international buyers are coming from?
See, currently I can see from everywhere, but predominantly from India, Pakistan. I get a lot of people from the US, Australia, and yeah, pretty much from everywhere. But these are the countries that people most buy in Dubai. All other countries, people buy in cash. in Dubai.
Fair enough. Yeah, because that is why I'm doing this with you, because a lot of my clients are based, like you know, I'm from Canada
Yeah.
and I did real estate back there as
Yeah.
well. So the mindset is such that is good, and that's a whole different podcast, how
Yeah.
you utilize your debt. That being said, a lot of my clients, like this Australian client of mine, asked me, I have 3 assets here, and he has mortgages on those assets as well. So he's like, how would they consider that? If I am getting income from that, would that be my income? Will they ask for the documents of those assets or not?
So these assets you're talking about, that those are in Australia.
Correct.
Okay. See, we cannot consider the rental income from there.
Okay.
I would only see what he has in his personal bank statement,
Okay.
and we can do it. If he is salaried individual, I can give him options. If he is banking with HSBC and 10,000 plus salary, I can give him HSBC. It's a very good product, by the way, they have. Then I can see if he has 15,000 salary plus, I can give him ADIB.
Okay.
That is also a good product. If he does not, because he's coming from Canada, might be he's working somewhere or he has so he cannot take that much longer leave.
Right.
So I would suggest him Mashrik Bank, that he'll come here for only one day. I've seen people coming in the morning and flying in the evening and their mortgage is done. They come here, they sign account opening, final offer letter documents, done. They are flying in the evening.
So what I understand is Mashrik Bank is one bank, only one bank that will let you come for one day and you're done. Other banks you'll probably need 1 to 2
They are
weeks.
faster and much more flexible. Flexible is the word that I can use.
Yeah, flexible and efficient. One
Yeah.
day in and out, you get
Yeah.
your mortgage
Yeah.
done. And so to clarify, nobody needs to submit their assets in their home countries.
Nothing.
All they need is the bank statements
Yeah.
and the national ID address.
It's
proof.
purely on their eligibility.
So, and what about we call it debt service ratio back in Canada?
Yeah.
So what about that? How do they service
now
that?
debt service ratio, now there is an average of the balances that we calculate here.
Okay.
That balance, average balance, we take an industry margin, and then that out of that we derive to an income.
Okay.
So that income divided by 2, that is 50%. The installment should not go more than that.
Okay.
That is what we just use it here.
That is. So it's just totally based on the bank
Statements. These
statement,
are
that's
different
about.
criteria, different calculations on an average calculation sheet. Yeah.
So and these things will work the same way for a Canadian investor, Australian investor,
Everyone.
or a UK investor,
Everyone.
or an Indian investor.
Because we are not involving taxations there.
Taxation and their assets as
Yes.
well, I believe. Like what's going on in their home countries,
Yeah.
their mortgages, for example, in their home countries.
Okay. Now there are some cases where I have done more than 10-15 million also.
Okay.
After 10 million, they can ask for their net worth. Now net worth will come in, all their assets, what all
Correct.
they have, stocks, bonds, what they have.
Crypto.
So cryptos, they can take a sheet of everyone. They can derive to a net worth, and then the bank decides how much is the amount that they're able to lend them as a
Okay.
non-resident investor.
Okay, so that is for your higher tickets.
Higher
Somebody
tickets,
ultra HNI who wants to
Yeah.
use he wants to use debt to buy a 15 million above
Yeah.
property here in Dubai.
Mhm.
Okay, good to know.
We have talked about salaried people. If I have a business in any country in this
Yeah.
world, so how the process go for me?
Same. See, instead of salary certificate, you'll give me a trade license. That is
Okay.
the company registration document. That's it.
So
Plus
how
3
you will
months.
get the income proof?
That is the only income proof I require.
Okay.
That is a trade license. And your 3 months bank statements,
Mhm.
that will tell me what is your income. That's it.
Okay.
Nothing else.
In my case, if I have suppose I have a company in India, so there is a system of ITR. So you need the ITR.
No, we do not need the ITR.
You just need my company bank account
Company bank
statement.
statements only.
Okay.
So
The personal bank statements, sorry.
Both. Or
Only
one.
the personal bank statements.
And company trade license.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I told you. It's very easy for non-residents to get mortgage here.
That's really good. So to sum it up, your national ID, passport, and 3 months bank statements with good enough balance depending on what your
One
goal is.
income proof and an address proof.
Let's take a scenario, Viplav. There is an investor who wants to buy a property worth 2 million dirhams. Or to simplify the calculation, we'll just use 1 million dirhams. Tell me the numbers that he should have in terms of his bank statements and everything to be able to qualify for the 60%. So your 40% is 400,000 that you would need from your pocket plus the 4%, which is 40,000.
Okay. Now, suppose somebody wants to buy a property of 1 million. So he would be eligible for 600,000 dirhams worth of mortgage.
Mortgage, right?
400,000 is his down payment
Right.
and 40,000 dirhams is his DLD.
DLD.
Yes.
440,000 is his down payment, that means.
Yeah.
So for around 600,000, he'll have to maintain around, say, 35,000 to 40,000 dirhams in his account for last 3 months.
Okay.
So which would be, suppose somebody is in India, he will maintain around 10 lakh rupees in his account.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that.
And salary?
Salary,
What is
see,
all the
salary
same?
can be anything. It should not be like somebody has a salary of only 15,000 rupees and he wants to buy a property of 5 million showing the bank statement. See, that bank statement we can see, or he must have a backdated entry of some big amount. That's why he's showing the bank statement. But that salary has to match with the amount of property that he is to buy. There has to be a similarity in somebody's net worth or somebody capability of buying a property.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
So to put this in perspective, because we were talking in AD, a million dirhams property, my salary should be at least around 10 to 15,000 dirhams a month.
Yeah. So
For
yeah.
an internet, not like it shouldn't be 3,000 dirhams a month.
Yeah, it can be 5 to 7,000 dirhams also. It cannot be 1,000 dirhams and you're buying a 1 million.
1
property.
million dirham property.
Then there is something sketchy. Of course, you can have a bank statement of crores and millions because one of your ancestors had a property and you sold it, all the money in your account from many months. Now you're showing that 3 months bank statement.
Right.
That would not work.
That was very insightful with Love about
you.
international mortgages. Like that is really eye-opening, and I think the audience would have really enjoyed and now know that all they need is 5 documents: your bank statements, your national ID, your passport, address proof, and your salary certificate. That's all you need for international investors who are looking to get a mortgage in Dubai. Now we want to help our residents as well in UAE because we've seen the pricing increase in the last 4.5 years and the rentals as well. There's a lot of demand and the supply is not keeping up as of yet. So we want to touch down on that subject. How easy will it be for a resident to get a mortgage? And then we'll delve into the documentation, qualification.
Sure. Okay. Now, for residents, also it is very easy to get a mortgage. It is very easy to get a mortgage for everyone. So do not worry about it.
With you. I think it's with you.
Just get in touch with us. We'll help you.
You'll do it. Okay.
Okay. Now, to get a mortgage for a resident in UAE, the maximum LTV for a residential ready property.
I'll just LTV explain to the audience.
Yeah. LTV is loan to value.
Yeah.
Now, what is loan to value? That is, suppose an X amount of property will fetch you Y amount of loan.
Right.
That is the percentage.
Right.
So, LTV is for a residential ready property is 84.8%, including your DLD and mortgage, like your real estate fee, commission free. So, let me put it in a very simple term. You will get up to 80% of your property value,
Right.
80% of your broker commission,
Okay.
and 80% of your 4% DLD.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Great.
So it is 106% because 4% plus 2%. out of which 106% you will get 84.8%.
Got it.
Got it.
Yeah,
So
this
it's
is how-
80% of every expense you incur to buy a ready property
Yeah.
in Dubai, to
Yes.
simplify it.
So
Got it.
if property is 1,848,000 dirhams, he'll get. He will pay 212,000 dirhams from his pocket
From his pocket.
totally.
Depending.
So-
we can get into the personal
Yeah.
loan, how, etc., how he can get a lot more.
That is a different conversation.
So residents, let's break it down into visas. Someone is on investor visa, then employment visa, and other one is on, I don't know, labor visa also.
Yeah.
So labor visa, we can cut it down. They can get a mortgage because of salary.
He can get a
You can get it for them also. Because
It's easy to get a mortgage.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Understand one thing. Let's put it like that the minimum salary required to get a mortgage is 10,000 dirhams. Okay. I have done cases which is lesser than 10,000 dirhams also. There is a separate criteria and there is only one bank that does it. That is Abu Dhabi Islamic Bank. I'll tell the name. The score has to be 650 plus and they must be working in a tier A, category A or category B company. They can get a mortgage. I have done a case of 5,600 salary also getting a mortgage.
So when we talk about category A and category, what is that?
Jumeirah Hotels
Okay.
or the Mac
MR.
Properties, MR,
Okay.
your big
big
corporates.
groups, yeah, big corporates.
Emirates.
Yeah, like that.
Got it.
They can get a mortgage.
MNCs,
Yeah.
any MNC.
MNCs, yeah.
Amex, anybody, like corporates basically.
They should have a presence in the market. It's not that it has a small trading company. That also we can try. Don't worry about it. That also we can try. We can get it.
Okay. So I have a personal question. I'm on an investor visa. And after 1 year or 2 year, I want to take a loan on a property, ready property. So what's the process for me?
So it depends. All points to the income capacity and what is your profile. Now you are a self-employed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are a self-employed. Now you have a trade license also, right?
Correct.
So the trade license is, how old is that trade license?
Let's take it 1 year.
1 year. And also it will depend on the, okay. Now the basic criteria for a self-employed is to have a trade license of 2 years.
Okay.
There is only one bank that does more than 1 year plus trade license up to 80%.
Okay.
Otherwise, the basic criteria for a self-employed to get a mortgage is 6 months plus trade license and should comply with 40,000 credits in his account for last 6 months and a continuous balance of 40,000. They can get up to 60% of the property value as a mortgage.
Okay.
That's called a low document segment.
Okay.
Okay. If you have completed 1 year plus and you are maintaining balances plus you have good transactions in your account, credit transactions, National Bank of Fujairah can give you they consider up to 60% as a net profit out of your yearly transactions.
Correct.
So last 6 months banks, suppose for an example, the income is 100,000 dirhams. 100,000 divided by 2, that is the debt service area, DBR, debt burden ratio. So your installment cannot exceed more than 50,000 dirhams.
Okay.
Provided you are 100% owner of the company, like that. Yeah.
So how much mortgage can someone get in that case?
I'll have to calculate on a phone. See, around 6 million dirhams is easy on that.
Okay.
We can go more also, but 6 million dirhams for our audience also. It is an easy kill that we can do.
In the basic scenario that you have told.
Yeah.
So yeah, from this scenario, what we've learned is anybody who wants to buy a property in Dubai and wants to get a mortgage can get in touch with us and we can help you understand how much you can qualify for based on your current situation, income, and the supportive documents. Now, going back to the residents, Viplav, we're discussing that the amount they can qualify for. This is for the first property, or does this apply for all the
No,
properties?
this is only for the first property.
This is for the first property. Okay.
Second property onwards, it is 60, 60, 60.
Okay. So I own first property, I can qualify for 84.8%. Now, if I am a resident and I want to own a second property, which is likely an investment property, I can qualify for 60%
60%.
as a resident.
Plus
Okay.
60% on your 4% landed property, plus 60% on your broker commission also.
Okay.
So 63.2% like that.
So instead of 80, it comes down to 60 for everything, all
Yes.
your expenses for the ready property.
Yes.
Okay. And as a resident, again, what are the documents needed?
Okay. For a salaried individual, it is very simple. Passport, visa, Emirates ID, salary certificate, 6 months pay slip, 6 months bank statements.
That's it.
That's it.
Okay.
Okay.
Amazing. And let's say I'm going to get into the calculations. A townhouse in this market is worth about 3 million dirhams. Let's take the average ticket size, 3 million dirhams. What should be the salary, combined salary? Let's say it's a husband and wife. What should be the household income?
So for see, I'll have to calculate on a phone. 3 million is so loan amount is 3 million. मतलब आपका 2.4 का loan amount हो जाएगा. So the income has to be around say 34,000 dirhams.
Okay. So to buy a townhouse worth 3 million dirhams, I'm talking about townhouses specifically because a lot of our clients want to upgrade from apartments who they're living in rentals at the moment and they want to upgrade. So you're looking at an income of 34,000 dirhams combined household income to qualify for a house of ticket size 3 million dirhams.
Yeah.
What is the monthly mortgage am I looking?
If they do a salary transfer, you can see anywhere between 13,000 dirhams as a monthly installment.
Okay, so like 1/3 of your income is your, no, not 1/3. Kitna hoga? 34, 33, 36.
40%, almost.
40% almost. Because we always calculate the eligibility on the basis of the stress rate.
Stress.
The stress rate has to be lesser than 50% DBR.
Right.
The installment, of course, is lesser than 50%, much lesser than 50%.
Okay. So 13,000 would be your monthly payments for a ticket size of 3 million dirhams. Tell me something. You're doing these calculations for us. Is there a calculator, a good one? I know there's a lot available online.
Yeah.
Do you recommend one that we can use?
There are many. You can search mortgage calculators on the App Store or the Apple Play.
Yeah.
You will get any one.
And
there are Easy Calci or there are many such calculators that you can use.
So we can use that and determine what would be my monthly mortgage payments.
Yeah, or you can go to our website Prypco.com. There is a calculator that you can help yourself.
This is not a promotion. He's just
Okay, I have a question. So, before taking a mortgage, what are the things considered for my safety? Suppose I am into the UAE market. I know it's very safe. But still, what should I look before taking a mortgage? What is safety points, touch points that as a buyer I should look for? Suppose I'm dealing with UX is because I'm dealing with someone else or anyone in this market. What are the points I should look when I'm dealing with someone?
Okay. First of all, now, I am against taking a referral fee or any kind of extra fee from the client just because his loan is not getting approved and I'll get it approved from internal source and everything. That is all something, do not fall for it. If it is supposed to be approved, it will get approved by the bank. If it is not, it will not be approved. So do not fall for that. Second is get in touch with the right mortgage advisor. He will help you because they have been in the industry for a very long time and they know the market in and out. So you can always get in touch with us. We can help you with each and every like whatever you want for the mortgage or the property. Property is something that the real estate agents then they know very well. But the property side is mortgage side is something that we can take care of it.
I have to pay something for getting eligibility or opening my file.
Nothing. We can absolutely. You can talk to us over a phone or a meeting anywhere. We are also available on Zoom or any of the online platforms. We can speak. We can discuss what are the eligibilities. Everything. We can tell you an exact amount that you are eligible for. Any solution that you require, that you want your down payment and everything to be lesser or anything that you want. We have a solution for everything. Just get in touch with us.
Okay. So what is when I am going to buy a property? Suppose I get in touch with you. I have a budget of something. I have a real estate agent. Suppose Simran is working with me, and she have suggested me few properties, and I tell you that these all property valuation I want. So you go there, bank go there. How do you to get the ready property valuation? What is the process for that?
Okay, property valuations, you can, there are two ways. You can go ahead, like you can just search on the Google that property valuation companies. There are many companies that will do a valuation for you. They will charge you anywhere between 2,500 to 3,100 dirhams for a individual standalone valuation. Or you can go and apply with the bank, give the title deed and a floor plan, get a valuation done. The bank will also charge where anything between 2,500 to 3,100 dirhams. And yeah, you can surely get it with us also.
Good.
So to add to when Sahil asked you about what are the points that we should consider before we work with a mortgage broker, I just wanted to address that. Be open. Like with the real estate consultants, mortgage consultants, I would say be transparent. That's when we can guide you in either of the process about your finances. If you tell me I have 1 million dirhams, I will work accordingly to your budget. But if you, for mortgages, if you don't declare certain debt, it creates problem at the end of the approval.
Yeah, if I know something, something which the bank was not supposed to know,
Right.
I would have hide it and send it to the bank.
Right.
So you have to tell me everything upfront, so that I will make a case in that, will package it such a way that it goes through that particular bank,
So it's
or I'll put it in a bank where that is not required.
right. So it's to make a strong case, like a doctor heals you when you tell them exactly what's wrong with you. Here also for getting a mortgage done, tell everything to any of your consultants that you're working with, so that you get the right guidance from them, and accordingly it's a success at the end of the day. That's what you're looking for. So you have to be transparent with the consultants. Let's talk about the journey of getting a mortgage. Now, let's say I finalized a home. I want to buy a home. No, I've not finalized a home. A client is looking to buy a home. Usually we need a pre-approval for them to be able to qualify them, and then accordingly we go out on the search. So how does this process looks like with you?
Okay, now when somebody comes to us, we first ask questions to probe what are the exact financial situations with them.
Right.
What are they doing? What is the salary? Which bank are they banking with? Are they comfortable to do a salary transfer or not? What are their liabilities? How much they have used? Where somebody has a credit card of 100,000, they have used the whole 100,000 or plus. We can come to know about their score on the basis of that, with the history of it. And if we feel that if the history is not that great, we'll ask for the AECB upfront, so that we know all the things in it. In the AECB, you can also see your telecom, like your due and Etisalat bills. If you do not pay that on time, that is also reported to it, and your score comes down. So that is also something, is one of the concern point. And yeah, so.
Can you explain AECB and salary transfer?
Okay, now salary. First is AECB, Al Etihad Credit Bureau. For my Indian friends, it's called CIBIL in India. CIBIL is a government body which records all your credit cards, personal loans, your accounts, and everything. Same here, Al Etihad Credit Bureau is a government body in the UAE that records and reports all your credit cards, personal loans, all your liabilities, all your accounts, all your credit, all your salaries that come to your account, all every every due or any telecom postpaid that you take.
House bill.
Yeah, house bill. So it keeps a record of your history, that
Right.
how are you paying it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it is very important for every one of us to keep it on track, so that the score is 600 plus, which helps us to get a mortgage in a better bank and a better interest rate.
I will touch on the credit score part
Yeah.
in a bit, for sure. So, and what about the salary transfer that you were saying?
So salary transfer, suppose now, for an example, one of the customers that I met, he has been working in the same company for last 20 years.
Okay.
He has a salary account with Citibank only, and he cannot does not want to, like, I was asking him whether you can do a salary transfer. He said okay, and he was hesitating a bit and very reluctant to do a salary transfer. I understood. See, because somebody has spent a 20 years of his life with the bank, becomes very comfortable with that bank.
Right.
It's with people also. We stay with somebody, we
Yeah.
become very comfortable with, and we do not want to leave. Okay, it's like that.
Right. I
So,
work,
yeah,
work
so-
with you for mortgages. I work only with you for mortgages.
So what happens is, so I came to know that, of course, he cannot do a salary transfer. So I suggested him some other bank which gives a similar interest rate, not a very big cut, a similar interest rate without a salary transfer, and he is happy. He stays his salary with the bank,
Got it.
and yeah, and we worked it like that, and we finished the case like that.
Got
Yeah.
it. Understood. So yeah, you started with this. These were the documents will be required for the pre-approval
Mhm.
process. How long is this pre-approval process after you get the documents from the potential client?
Okay, now first is the pre-approval. Now
Okay.
pre-approval takes anything between 3 days to 5 days to 7 days.
That's it.
Okay, within a week you can expect a first cut or a pre-approval directly. If all the
Okay.
documents, normally we pack it in such a way that everything is given and we get the pre-approval. If not, something comes up with an AECV or there is a one entry in the bank statement which is supposed to be explained, then there is a query. Okay.
Okay.
Once the pre-approval is received, that pre-approval is depending on the bank.
Mhm.
It is valid for 30 days to 60 days.
Okay.
Okay, so within that 30 days to 60 days, the person has to come back to us with a property, and we have to initiate the valuation.
Okay. For
Okay.
that particular property.
Yeah,
Okay.
and also the final offer letter should be out within that 30 to 60 days. Otherwise, we can renew it off. Also, that's not
You
a
can
problem.
renew the
Renew the
pre-approval
pre-
in case this person is not able to find their
Yes, yeah, the
property in
property.
30 to 60 days.
Yes.
But ideally, that's the time.
That's the
that
time. Yeah.
You require. Okay.
Yeah.
Now this person has finalized the property with me after the pre-approval process. What happens then? I come to you with contract F.
Yeah, you come to me with title deed, floor plan, MOU in
Mhm.
case of a resale case.
Right.
In case if you bought directly from a developer,
Yeah.
an SPA, UKUD, floor plan,
Right.
and your handover notice or the handover letter,
Right.
and your all those documents. Okay.
Got it.
BCC also. So once you come to me with that, I would apply for a valuation of the property. He has
Okay.
to pay a fee of 2,625 or 3,150.
Right.
Depends on the bank.
Right.
And then once we do it, within 4 to 5 days, we get the valuation of the property.
Got it.
So once we get the valuation of the property, there are two things. Bank will consider whichever is lowest, the valuation of the property or the MOU price, whichever is the lowest, and the bank will fund 84.8% on that.
Okay. The lowest part, the
The lowest,
valuation or
yeah.
the interesting.
Yeah. So once that is done, then we apply for a final offer letter.
Okay.
Final offer letter is out. Then he comes and signs it. It is sent for a disbursal process.
Okay.
And then once the case is disbursed, with checks are prepared, the clients are asked to come for the transfer of the property, and title deeds are issued. That's it.
Pretty simple.
Yeah, it takes around a month. The whole process takes around a month. There are times we have finished the whole process in 15 to 20 days also.
Okay.
Mm.
So from the date of signing MOU.
No, from the date he has applied for the pre-approval.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
That's fast. I've not done that. It's from the date he has applied the pre-approval. He got the
Mhm.
pre-approval, let's say, in a week.
Yeah. So in times where we finish in 10 to 15 days, that times we have done it 6 days also. Client directly went for the valuation because he knew that he is eligible.
Right. So he didn't need a pre-approval. in
Yeah,
that case.
we applied for the document for the final offer letter directly. We did the valuation. We applied for the final offer letter. Final offer letter is out within 3-4 days because the case is cream.
Yeah.
Got the final offer letter signed and disbursed.
So you can skip the pre-approval process
Yes.
if you know your
Ye-
documents.
yeah.
You're one of those top tier people
Yeah.
who will not have any issues, or they can just call you, tell you this is my situation.
Yeah. Tell me what it is. I'll get it done in the least time.
Amount of time
No, no.
possible. Okay.
But some people are like scared also that whether I will get a pre-approval. Let me get a pre-approval first. So we give them a pre-approval, then valuation, then it is a process.
So I have a client who's looking, but again, the documentation and all is not ready yet. But I know because I know him; it's a friend.
Mhm.
So I can just go and start searching for the properties for him, work the properties out, and come to you. This, of course, I'll share the details, the finances, and we can directly apply for the final letter.
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah.
Lock-in period, there's lock-in period or something like that.
There is no lock-in. There is no lock-in period as such. See, now once a person takes a mortgage, he can close it the second day also.
Okay.
That's not a problem. He just has to pay 1% or 10,000, whichever is lower, as a penalty of the outstanding. Somebody takes a 1 million dirhams today. Tomorrow he comes, he pays 10,000 dirhams extra and closes it.
Okay.
Okay, this is the penalty. There are some banks that give everyone an option to prepay. That is called a partial settlement. 20% to 30% of the outstanding without any penalty.
Okay.
Somebody took a 1 million dirhams loan, he can prepay 200,000 in the first year without any extra penalty. The principal comes down to 800,000. So normally people take it for the maximum, then they keep paying 20%. So 25 years will come down to 20 years, 15 years, 10 years, and people can finish their mortgage within 5 years.
5
like
years.
That.
Got it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the interest rates.
Mhm.
The current interest rates. What is the minimum that somebody can get if their documents are perfect, and how far it can go?
Yeah, see the rates range from 3.79 fixed for 2 years, 3.95 fixed for 3 years. Then it goes up to 4.24, depends on the banks, where the profile fits into.
Okay.
Normally we suggest with the bank where the rates are minimum, that is around 3.95. 3.99 is very common.
Okay.
And the process is much simpler and faster. Because once an MOU is signed, it is only valid till 60 days.
Right.
So within 60 days, I have to finish it off. Otherwise, there is a 10% they have to give to the seller.
To the seller.
Yeah.
That'll be
So that is why it is very time sensitive, and we'll have to finish it within that particular time frame. So that is why we go with the bank, which is much flexible and
Right.
also a very good deal in a market. We'll not chase with a bank like which is giving the least, but the process we do not know if we can get it approved or not. No, we will not go with that.
And what are you projecting for the interest rates, knowing what the federal bank in
Yeah.
the states will do? What is the projection for this year and the next?
See, we are expecting the rates to come down. See, I am not an expert of finance.
We know nobody has a crystal ball here, of course.
So, see, we are expecting the rates to come down.
Okay.
We are seeing the EIBOR going up to 5%.
Okay.
So right now it is 4.3.
Okay.
Yeah. So this EIBOR 2 to 3 years before used to be 1.74.
Right.
Yeah, due to the geopolitical situation with the wars and everything, it has increased. The inflation has increased. The cost of the finance is also increased. It has gone to around 4. It is 4.3 right now.
I'm going to ask Viplav. EIBOR is the base rate that
Yeah,
the banks
EIBOR.
calculate.
Now what is EIBOR?
I know the base rate.
What is an EIBOR? Now for my for people that are watching us, EIBOR is Emirates Interbank Rate.
Okay.
We can Google it also. Emirates Interbank Rate. It is a rate at which the central bank of UAE lends money to all the retail banks to do their business.
Right.
Simple, like Emirates, NBD, all these banks.
All these banks.
They borrow money from the central bank, so whenever they require to do their business. That is the only thing. So you will find rates of 3.99 fixed for 3 years. Then after it is 1.79 plus 3 months EIBOR. So what is 1.79? That is the fixed margin of the bank. This is the money that bank earns after the 3 years once the EIBOR rate is given back to the bank, to central bank.
Okay.
It's like that.
So to give the international audience a perspective, this is a base rate. EIBOR is relevant to UAE. But when you're in your home country, you also have interest rates. So of course there is a base rate, which is majorly governed by the government in the states, the federal bank. So once that goes down, it goes down around the world.
Yes.
Similarly, if it increases, it increases around the world. That gets affected around the world. So the interest rates in Dubai are pegged to the US interest rates. Can I say
See, US interest rates. See, US and US market. Something happens there. It has to roll down to all over the world because
100%.
dollar is not
Pegged to
pegged to UAE economy also, UAE dirhams also,
Right.
and also we all follow the international trades happen in US dollars.
Right.
Something happens there, it has to come there. Now, the IBOR thing that you are talking about, to make it very simpler for the US audience, you have LIBOR in your country, same as IBOR here. LIBOR is, and in Indian economy like India, there is something called a repo rate.
Okay.
Repo rate is same. That is the rate at which the RBI gives money to these same.
Gotcha.
So, of course, we see that the rates to come down more.
Right.
If you ask me, it will not fall less than 3%, 2.5 to 3%, not more than that.
Yeah.
It cannot come down to 1.7 and 1.5 like it used to be.
You're not getting cheap money again.
That
That's not
was,
happening. It happened during the COVID. I think they had
Yeah.
to disburse the money in the
Yeah.
market for the economies
Yes,
to
yes.
now come back and flourish. So they did that. I don't think that's happening again. That sort of interest rates, 100%
Hope so.
not. Now we'll talk about the term. What are the terms here? Like 20 years, 25 years. What is the term?
So, for a salaried individual, he can go up to 65 years of age. Somebody is 40, he can get up to 25 years. 25 is the maximum.
Okay.
So, somebody is 40, he can get 25. Somebody is 30, he will also get 25. Somebody is 50, he'll get 15. Okay?
Okay.
There is only one bank in Dubai, again, which goes up to 70 years of your age. That is Abu Dhabi Islamic Bank. Of course, there are other banks also. If you give a letter from the employer that you do not have any retirement age to work there, they can go up to 70. But Abu Dhabi Islamic Bank, without any any problem, they can give up to 70 years. Somebody is 45, he can get up to 25. Somebody is 50, he can get up to 20. It's like that.
Great. I want to ask you something which is a very common in, again, North American market. There is a strategy I've used, a lot of my investors have used. It's called BRR, B-R-R-R in North America.
Buy rental, right?
Buy, renovate, rent, refinance. This is a big term that we have used in North American market. Now coming to Dubai, there is not a lot of awareness around it. So I wanted to understand, is that something that's possible in the UAE market and the banks?
Yes, it is possible with the right profile
Okay.
that you built it for yourself. It is possible here also.
So my North American investors can build a profile here and are eligible to refinance their properties and build a portfolio out here as well.
Sure.
Let's put it into perspective again. Refinancing a property. What we used to do back there, for example, I bought a property at 1 million dirhams. Now the market has gone up. The property is now at, let's say, 3.5 million dirhams. But my loan was at 800,000
yeah.
because 20% is what I gave down payment. What happens now? I come to you, I want to refinance. What can I get?
Okay. Now you come back to me saying that I want to refinance the property.
Right.
So you will get 80% of your 3.5 million minus 800, whatever is the outstanding on that.
Whatever
Okay.
is out.
So
I've
that
paid
money,
yeah.
okay, but that money is a controlled payment.
Okay.
You cannot use that money to do anything that you want. That money you can only buy property. The checks would be prepared on the name of the seller or the developer.
So I can't refinance and use the money. Just it can't come to my bank. It'll probably go to my second
buying a
investment property.
Yeah.
Okay. And the bank will look at the second investment property, the documents and everything. I have to submit those as well.
Yeah. So what you have to give, suppose you have bought an under construction property.
Right.
Under construction mortgage is a bit expensive.
Okay.
Suppose you have a property that is ready or on a mortgage with a little outstanding,
Right.
you can always refinance it because refinance rates are much lesser than an under construction mortgage rates.
Okay.
Use that money to buy this under construction, because under construction you will get a good equity or a good price appreciation on that when it gets completed.
When it gets
Mhm.
100%, that's what we tell our investors.
Mhm.
So to give you a perspective here, your refinance is an option in UAE market. And the best thing about this tool I find is you don't have to sell your first property.
Yep.
And you are still able to utilize the equity from that property to pay towards your second investment property. So it's an amazing tool. Again, you have to build the right profile and you'll have to have the right documents and the right people for it.
You are good, but I have a question for
Mhm.
refinancing. India, suppose I have something in business, and now I want to take a loan on my home,
Mhm.
so I can take it and use it in my business. That I can't do here.
Yeah. Now, again, there is only one bank that does it. There is a bank called as Emirates NBD. Everybody knows it. Everybody loves it. It's a best. I feel it is the best bank for salaried individuals to have an account with them. Okay. Now, this bank, if you are a self-employed individual in Dubai, you can get up to 60% of your property value as a refinance, and they'll give it to you in your account.
Okay.
But your profile has to be very good. Your company has to be 3 years plus. You should have audit financials, VAT returns for last 1 quarter, audit financials for last 2 years, and the numbers should be very good. Only then they would approve it and they will give it to you in your account.
Okay.
Even Arab Bank also does it with a renovation contract. Yeah.
So Viplav, we've talked about the ready property,
Mhm.
ready market mortgage for international and residential clients. Now
Mhm.
coming to off plan, there's a lot of conversation around mortgages around off plan. Is
Mhm.
that something that's possible at all?
Yes, it is very much possible. Uh, First is only residents of UAE can get an off-plan mortgage.
Okay.
There are two things to get an off-plan mortgage. First is the property has to be ready 50% plus on RERA website.
Right.
Okay, Dubai RERA website. Second is the property has to be the customer has to pay more than 50% or 50% plus 4% land department fees from his side upfront, and only then he can come to banks to ask for an off-plan mortgage.
So to all the clients, there is a solution to getting mortgage for off-plan investments. Usually the payment plans are linked to the construction of the property. The point is, depending on the developer, it sometimes happen, and there is a chance that you are able to get this mortgage, but this is not, I would say 60% of the time, it does not happen. So you have to be careful when somebody advises you. Whenever we help somebody buy an off plan and we're talking about mortgage, we look into the payment plan and we look into the credibility of the developer as well, how they've delivered in the past and have they been able to deliver according to the payment plans. Will we be able to do something like this as a mortgage in off-plan property? Now, I had a question, Viplav. Is this possible with any developer?
It has to be a tier 1 and tier 2 developer only. Like
Okay.
a Damak, MR, Nakhil, and
Miras and all these developers.
Yeah.
I can't go, I'm not going to name,
Yeah.
but smaller developers who don't have track record in the market. We can't do that for those
Yeah.
people. Okay, understood.
But there is a way. See, there is always a way.
There's a way for everything.
Yeah. Somebody has a property which is already mortgaged or does not have a mortgage on it. They can take an equity against it, use that money to directly fund towards their under construction mortgage.
No matter the developer.
No matter the developer.
No matter the developer?
Yeah. No matter the developer.
Okay. And no matter the construction?
No.
So you can fund your off-plan property through your ready property without selling your ready property if you have equity in it.
Yeah.
Right? No matter the construction, no matter the payment plan, it just depends on your first property. The last question and the last topic, which is very important for the clients, it's for somebody who's thinking about buying a home. What are the steps they can take, especially related to your score,
Yeah.
the credit?
Yeah, try to pay all your credit cards, your personal loans, all your installments on time. If you want to increase your score, always pay your credit cards in full and 10 days before the due payment. Your due date is 30th, pay it on 20th, the whole amount. Your score will increase on an average of 30 points every month.
There's a lot of, sentiment in the market that in Dubai you should not have credit, which is
A
it?
credit card?
Yeah.
They're the best. If you are able to use or play with them, it is one of the best tool that you can use. But use it very sensibly. I've seen people going in a lot of debts. They enjoy it till the time they are capable of paying it back. Once they lose a job or something happens and they already have a debt on it, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare.
100%.
So-
But to build credit, and it's towards buying a home. We can utilize credit, increase our score through credit cards by using them responsibly.
Yeah. Use it only for your necessities. Like we normally use cash.
Right.
Use it for your necessities, pay it back on time. Yeah,
And
you're good to go.
You're good to go, and it helps you build your credit and
Yeah.
prepares your history with the bank as well
Yeah.
to take a mortgage, because it is a credit at the end of the day. So they look at the credit, how you've utilized your credit in the past, I believe.
Yes.
Right. So, my dear guests, we tried to answer all the questions related to mortgages in UAE. Viplav is a great consultant. I've worked with him for a lot of my clients. And if you're looking to buy property in Dubai, my information is down below. And if you're looking to understand how you can qualify for mortgages in Dubai, Viplav's information is also down below with his phone number, email, and the website.
Thank you. And also, if you want to get in touch with me, go to one.prypco.com. Register yourself for free, and you can scroll down to my name, Viplav Valunch. You can select it, upload your lead, and it will come to me directly. Or else you can upload it on our Prypco.com website also. Or you're always welcome to meet me at the Mac Hills 1, Prypco, the Mac Mall, Prypco office.
Great.
And it's free. You get free consultation with Viplav and me.
It was great time with you, and I have all my myths burst about mortgage, and I thought it's really tough, but now I think it's really easy, and I'm planning to soon buy a property. From you, I will definitely take a mortgage.
You're always welcome.